On today's Minute of the Apes, Richard might have to get some Deadpool Head.
Exercise with an ape maker, human down. It talks. Negative of the divine bound. We are determined to know what the apes want, war or peace. And if it is man's destiny one day to be dominated, then oh please God, let him be dominated by such as you.
Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast where we break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies, 1 minute at a time, and I try to figure out how Deadpool Head is not a dirty word slang.
Having seen what we saw, 3 minutes ago, it is completely innocuous.
I would totally not turn down Ryan Reynolds' head. I would not.
There you go. Well, I wouldn't either.
That guy... I don't understand. It's not even 9 lives. It's like literally he can almost survive anything and somehow make it out that he's better because of the stumbles he has in his career. He's amazing.
Ryan or Deadpool.
I know. Well, he was in both Wolverine or X-Men Origins Wolverine and Green Lantern, yet still came out, smelling like a rose with Deadpool.
All right, so there is the minute of Ryan Reynolds appreciation.
Okay.
Let's move on to minute 52. Sean, tell us what's going on.
All right, we start minute 52 with the guards coming down the steps and ends with a guard running up the stairs towards a bridge.
Let's take a listen to minute 52 of Conquest of the Planet of the Apes.
Mr. McDonald, I have an order from the governor to have the ape Caesar taken into custody.
I know, I've been looking for him.
He's not in the command post?
No.
Issue an order to round up all unaccompanied apes.
As minute 52, we have a courtyard's worth of gorillas, chimpanzees, orangutans, imported apes, Caesar, and a planet's worth of humans, minus that one Armando still.
So this whole week, I think, we've already, the three of us said in some ways how lackluster a week this will be as far as what happens and things that do happen. I right away felt this minute was the shots that they chose, while are interesting. It's a nice wide angle lens, making that tunnel look very ominous. When the bad guy's coming, why is he not, low angle and he's descending down the steps and almost looks overpowering? Right from the get-go, this continues the moment before. In fact, the way that they sort of skip down the steps is not imposing. It is not military, we're going to come kick your ass. It's la-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Well, it goes back what was mentioned in the last minute on the ADR. The footsteps don't match. I mean, there's 3 sets of people walking, and you really hear kind of an assemblage of like 3 feet, like one that maybe Culp's coming down, and then maybe like there's a 3rd foot in there somewhere, but definitely not the 2 guards. They might be wearing soft shoes. It was just a little. It was nothing. There was no tension with the footsteps. There was nothing going on. The footsteps sounded off. They sounded added in. For what should be terrifying, for a moment that should be McDonald facing the fact that he just let go of a prisoner. Culp is very, very casual about the whole thing. Oh, Mr. McDonald, we have orders from the governor to take that Caesar ape into custody. I know. I've been looking for him. He's not.
Well, I wanted the guard to go, Mr. McDonald, I've been walking through these bloody corridors forever. They all look the same.
I've got calluses.
I know.
I like that.
But basically, either the governor is redundant or this guy is redundant, because in previous minutes the governor's going, hey, McDonald, pick up the phone. Yeah, you have the ape. I want him right here. And then 3 minutes later, this guy is going, hey, McDonald, give me the ape. The governor wants it.
Well, you aren't furthering your conversation. You aren't doing anything. If there were apes, if there were other apes around and they're checking, something on their collars or something that let them know for sure it's not Caesar. I don't know if that works or not, but there's nothing about these guys that implies terror. In fact, we almost have a Star Wars Stormtrooper moment of hitting your head on the overhead.
Yes. Yeah, because the tall one has to dump his head down.
Yeah, to the right of Culp has to kind of go whoops as he ducks down under things. And look, okay, so he's a tall guy and it's a small set. That's a truth that he would have to do that, but I don't have to see it. Set up a dolly track and have it where I start with the boots coming down the steps and the camera pulls back with me or something, so I don't see that moment. Instead, I see their boots are terrifying. Hell, and when we finally see him get to McDonald, first off, it's a very odd cut to cut from that tight to the wide of it.
Just right over. Yeah.
Usually, you try to cut with action and things like that, and his head's a little off, and it's not that it doesn't work. It's just a weird cut. Culp's face, it looks more like he's going to ask, do you have the groceries I want today instead of where's the ape? There's nothing. He's just sort of like, hey, hi.
Right. He's very, very soft in his delivery of everything. It's very, it's very kind of blasé. You wanted to use blasé in the last minute, but he's very
nonchalant.
They're nonchalant. He's very casual about the whole thing. The only thing that I'll point out is that McDonald says, Culp says, he's not in the command post. And McDonald says, no. Well, the next line, issue an order to round up all unaccompanied apes, was actually not in the script. They added that at some point to, I guess, a way to end the actual scene itself, because otherwise it just goes no. McDonald goes no, and Culp shoots an alarm look at Hoskins. Mm-hmm. And then and it's supposed to cut from there. So they added that line, issue an order to round up all unaccompanied apes, I guess, to kind of give a closure to the scene, to move into the next moment.
Yeah. Well, also give justification for why that guard's chasing Caesar as well.
In the next, for the rest of this minute. But what I find interesting is that the issue of the use of the line is they specifically cut Hoskins out. Right, Hoskins was supposed to be a part of this with Culp. Mm-hmm. But we like the idea of the one commander and the two troops, kind of like very Nazi coming down. We like the three. So they got rid of Hoskins. So this issue in order to round up all accompanied apes is something that Culp gives to McDonald when he should be giving it to one of the guards or to Hoskins, because McDonald is not under Culp. And so it sounded a little weird when Culp was issuing this order of command to McDonald. Culp needed authority, in my mind, to do that. But had he turned to one of the other guards and said it, had he turned that to Hoskins and said that, I think the line would have made more sense. But it does in terms of how the rest of this minute unfolds, with the tension now coming towards Caesar because he's unaccompanied for sure, right?
Yeah.
The whole time that you're talking about this, I kept thinking of how do you these conversations, you put these two men that, you'll sometimes put people like that are the bad guys so that they can have almost that bounce command ideas off each other. And then I kept thinking, how do we make this guy more intimidating than have, what was it? Tubby fingers? Is that how they described it?
Tubby. Yeah. Tubby.
And I thought somehow somebody needs to take Javier Bardem from No Country for Old Men and put his ass in this, because that would be terrifying. You need somebody like that just almost seems very cold and like this dude
running up all unaccompanied apes.
Yeah, this guy just I don't dislike the actor if the role was written correctly for him, but it's just man, you can watch that 30 seconds over and over and over with him, and he doesn't get any scarier at any point, no matter what you do.
So is this the fault of the director not getting what he needs out of the actors? Because if these lines had been delivered differently, there might have been a little more force and power behind them for both McDonald and Culp.
I think so. I think so. I think that this is I think it's partially Dane, and I don't want to blame Dane too harshly and I don't want to blame Thompson too harshly, but it's that compressed shooting schedule and not enough time to say, here's what we need, and how do we make this character more intimidating? What can I do with him?
Right.
I just don't think they had any time to explore it, and they had to quickly go, okay, I'm doing this, and I'm trying to stay consistent to this, and, you know.
I did appreciate the fact that McDonald is a really good liar. McDonald was just like, I know. I've been looking for him. Again, whether we can complain about the fact that he was so monotone in the last minute, the fact that it works in this minute with the fact that he's like, sure, yeah, I'm looking for him too. Like he let Caesar go, who's now being questioned by the military police, and he's just like, sure, I could lie. I'm totally gonna lie.
Right.
You're gonna believe me. And it's not even the actor's not even like trying to feel like he's hiding that he just let Caesar go. He's just like, I'm reading a line. Yeah.
Well, I found, so we have these moments and when they issue the order, I find the cut that it then goes to with Caesar hiding somewhere to be a really weird cut, because as I watched it, and it's never hit me before, and when I passively watch these minutes, it almost feels like Caesar's in some
under some stairs or under a grate or something.
Like he's almost listening to their conversation.
It's my Zoom background.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I looked and I thought, okay, is he supposed to be listening? And then I get it. Oh no, he's supposed to be outside. Once again, if you're gonna tell me issue an order, then cut to the order of them dragging another, or either boots walking by outside or something that tell me I'm in a different location. It literally takes, so from the moment that shot starts, now 5 seconds later we finally get a shot outside. Well, I don't know at this point if Caesar's still in the ductwork and now I'm going outside, and it's
I was just as confused as you.
It's only then.
So that dark shot of Caesar, he's just supposed to be hiding against this wall, because they show us this shot of this, plaza area that's got some trees in it and a building, but I don't know where he is in reference to that, because they show us that, and then they cut back to him again where he's in shadows, and then they cut to some stairs that are nowhere near, as far as I can tell, this building. So the entire layout of the shots is not telling me where he's hiding, why they're showing this building and all that.
So let's do just a quick breakdown, because the fault I think is primarily in the cut and what Caesar's doing for the cut. So Hoskins Culp finishes his order with issue an order to round up all unaccompanied apes. Now at this particular moment, Culp is kind of screen right. Mm-hmm. He's a little off center screen right. The next cut is to Caesar, hunched down under something, but he's looking up screen right, as if he's hearing what Culp is saying.
Yes.
We then cut to outside of an exterior shot, and I'm like, okay, some time has passed, and we're now outside, and it's night. We then cut back to Caesar under that same area. So I thought Caesar was hiding in the bunker.
I did too.
And waited a long time when it was about to get outside. So and was listening to Culp issue that order, which is not what's happening. It's just a cold cut to him suddenly being outside under some stairwell. To your point, Todd, what would have worked is to the round up all unaccompanied apes. If we'd seen an ape being pulled down the stairs by an officer and then Caesar hiding under some stairs would make more sense.
So to the fourth cut after what you just outlined is finally a shot of some stairs with beautiful wood cookie stuff, blasting with the lights to give us texture to the lighting. And we see Caesar kind of walking down some steps. That would have worked better as your first shot, while we and I don't want to see Culp's face. Let's say that he issues the order to round up all unaccompanied apes, and let's put Caesar walking down the steps on top of him saying that. So we hear him, and now, he's an unaccompanied ape. That tells me he's outside. He's